Hare Krishna. So, very grateful as always to have this opportunity to speak to the devotees of, Middle East, Saudi Arabia. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. So, today I picked a slightly different topic called the interesting part may be just around the corner. Okay, just a different topic. The interesting part is maybe just around the corner. So, where did this topic come to my mind? I will just share. Because of my work, I'm on LinkedIn quite a lot. And one of my ex-colleagues from one of the companies I used to work, she had posted something on LinkedIn. She had put a post that, her 11-year-old son, she had a 11-year-old son. So that boy, he noticed that there's a book that she used to carry with her on every trip because mother was, traveling quite a lot. Her job involved a lot of traveling. So, that book had traveled with her on every trip that she went. And it was still lying on her bedside table also and still unfinished. So, he noticed, he observed the mother is carrying this book around, but she's not reading it apparently, but she's still not finished it. So he asked her, why haven't you finished it yet? So when she asked him, when he asked her this question, she admitted that, I'm not really finding it so interesting. And just generally, she asked, do you have any ideas, any advice for me? So what he said, it struck a chord in her, and it struck a chord in me also because she wrote it, and then I also thought about it. I felt it's a very interesting concept. He said, maybe you're in a reader's block. Like there is a writer's block. You might have heard about that. Somebody is, can we go on mute? Yeah. So when somebody is writing, sometimes they get into something called a writer's block. They're not able to think. They're not able to, write properly. Their mind gets stuck. Uh, so similarly, he said maybe you're in a reader's block. Okay. So he said, I get that sometimes. He tells his mother that I also get that sometimes. You know what I do? He said, I just keep going until I find the part that makes me happy. So you may be reading the book, you may be finding it very boring, very uninsightful, not engaging, and you're like really struggling. Yaar, chodo yaar, I can't read this book. I cannot do it. But he said that I keep going until I find the part that makes me happy. He says there is always an interesting part. You just have to stay with it. Okay. So he said that, his words kind of stopped me in my tracks. And, then she speaks about what was her experience and what was the learning from it. But I thought this is very interesting and it should be shared with the devotees because this is applicable even to us as Vaishnavas. So I just want to ask all of you that what is the lesson that y'all learned from this? Y'all can just kind of maybe unmute yourself and share what you feel you learned from this. That you know, uh, just keep going, and if you don't like it, just keep going. You'll find some part later that will make you happy. But keep going, till then. Just don't give up. Just keep going till you find a part that makes you happy. Just stay with the process. Okay. So, any thoughts on this? What you would like to share about what we can learn from this very small anecdote, true life anecdote. Anybody?
Anyway,
Yes. Sir.
very extravagant. So if we, means taking it to in our say spiritual life, like initially means this chanting is becoming means it is such a Herculean task that after every initially we'll see after every 20 weeks अबे यार कितना रह गया बाकी अभी oh it's a long way to go एक माला करने में भी तो it used to it is like means ऐसा लगा it is like 1 hour now और खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा फिर every time we used to take it out and see Arey, how much is left? So like that. So but if we keep the process, like recently we attended a course in Bahrain by His Holiness Bhakti Bhagat Maharaj. So he gave a theory that means chanting 60 rounds is difficult, chanting 64 is easy. So on the day of this Ekadashi, means Nirjal Ekadashi, means he asked everyone there. There was some around more than 100 people there in Bahrain. So he said that. So then he said that you will see now that 64 is easy. So we started in the morning and we found that chanting 64 was much easier than chanting on 16 rounds. Every day we feel like we 10 ही हुए हैं, 11 ही हुए हैं, like that. Means the point is that when you're in the process, so after some times it becomes easy and you start little bit of enjoyment because you're not that stage that you are enjoying chanting. Still, it is a Herculean task, I would say, but not as it used to be. Means there is some iota of or some pinch of
Got it. Got it.
happiness there.
Anybody else? Anybody else would like to share, what is your learning from this story of this boy and his mother's book, which he was unable to complete, and then what he shared with her? Anyone else would like to share? Any other thoughts? All right. If there is no other thoughts, maybe I'll just share a few thoughts, right? I mean, see, bhakti also is like that unfinished book. The process of bhakti is like that unfinished book. Sometimes when we are trying to chant the holy names, like Prabhuji said, when we are trying to read a book, we are trying to somehow, sometimes every year we make some resolution, start of the year. "Hey, this year I will read Srimad Bhagavatam, I'll complete at least 6 cantos this year." Or, this year I will read Chaitanya Charitamrita on Gaur Purnima day, we make a resolution, I'll start reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. So many resolutions we make and we start also, but after some time we kind of run out of steam. We don't feel like we don't feel like doing it anymore. So this problem that we have, just one second. Yeah. So this problem that we have of I am not getting any rasa out of it, and I'm not really enjoying this. Oh, this katha is very boring. Oh, this Damodar Leela, every day we have to hear in Kartik. Sometimes we just feel that we're not getting any rasa out of it, and therefore we don't feel like doing it. But the important thing is we need to persevere. We need to stay with it, because if we give up on things, see, it's so easy to give up, no? So easy to give up on things that, okay, I'll do my chanting, but I won't make any effort. I'll just, kind of go through the motions. Like Puji is saying, somehow complete my 16 rounds, Baba. That's what I have promised my guru. So somehow, by hook or by crook, I'll complete my rounds, and that's it. I'm not getting anything out of it. And, I have stopped investing in that activity. I'm doing the activity, but I'm not invested in it. It is like sometimes we are in a relationship out of, just society pressure, out of, just formality, out of whatever. Really, there's nothing in it. But, bhai, there is a relationship, so we somehow carry on. But we don't invest in that relationship. We don't spend time. We don't want to do anything. We just do the bare minimum, right? So sometimes in process of bhakti also, we may get into that. It may happen to us. We may also tend to give up on things. We start reading a book. We start reading Prabhupada's Leelamrit. We read some portion. Too much detail. I think I should stop here. Then we start reading Bhagavatam. We finished first canto, which is nice. We finished second canto, like halfway through second canto, we start getting chakkar. Hare, all this creation, my God, what is all this Chatushloki, Bhagavatam is all bouncer, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा, not able to understand. we drop it. Sometimes we pick up some projects, some our Guru Maharaj or our authorities in the temple or in the center, they give us some project. We start doing it with great enthusiasm, but then after some time we drop it, we give it because, I didn't feel that joy, it didn't give me that inspiration, that happiness it didn't give me. Sometimes we give up on people. We we start interacting with some Vaishnavas. We start serving something. We serve in some project along with them, or we become maybe quickly become friends with them. But we give up after some time. We just give up because I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm not feeling that connection. I'm not feeling that chemistry. And so therefore I give up that person. This happens a lot with new devotees, that we preach to people, we put in a lot of effort to make them Vaishnavas. A lot of, as Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, takes a bucket of blood to make one devotee. It's not easy. Especially in this very powerful influence of Kali Yuga, very difficult to make Vaishnavas, very difficult to make devotees. So if somebody does become a devotee, it is very tough for us to, kind of, uh, you know, I mean, very difficult to make a devotee in the first place. But what happens is very often after a person becomes a devotee, we give up on them. We kind of enter them into the system. Okay, you're part of the system now. The system will take over. I am moving on to greener pastures. Let me find some new person to make a devotee. And the person whom you preached and made into a Vaishnava or into a devotee, that person you lose interest because you're not getting anything out of it. Earlier there was the thrill. Hey, he's becoming a devotee. He became a devotee. Jai Hari Bol, and we're very happy. But then after that, they became devotees. So now what am I to gain out of this? I'll move on to some other pastures. I'll try to catch other people and make them devotees. So we lose interest, we lose connection with these people. It can be even our own family members sometimes. Forget devotees, even family members. We After some time, our husband, our wife, we just get disconnected. We don't feel interested. We give up on them. We feel ki, okay, yaar, I am providing for my wife. I am providing for my husband. I am giving him 3 meals a day. Whatever seva he is doing, I am supporting him. How much more, I can't do more than this, right? So we get stuck. We give up even on people, our near and dear ones. We give up on our dreams. Why? I have a dream that I want to become this, I want to become that, I want to serve my Guru Maharaj, I want to become a millionaire, I want to become a pure devotee, I want to start doing deity dressing, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to write a book. So many dreams we may have, right? We give up on those dreams very quickly because we're not getting any joy out of it. Happens, right? Happens to the best of us. However enthusiastic we may be, that's why Rupa Goswami says, no, utsahat nischayat dhairyat tat karma pravartanat. So utsahat, everyone starts with a great amount of enthusiasm, whatever it is, people, projects, books, dreams, tremendous utsahat we start. But after the utsaha, when the initial excitement dies down, we need utsaha nischaya, determination to continue. And even after continuing with determination, the result doesn't come. What do we need? We need patience. Dhairya, be patient, wait, just wait, because the interesting part may be just around the corner. So if you think about your sadhana, for example, right? Uh, in the early part of our bhakti, when we were new in the movement, right? I mean, there must be some people who are new here. They'll probably be able to relate to this. That in the initial years when we came, uh, chanting was like ecstasy. It was very nice. When you're connecting to Krishna's name for the first time, Krishna also reciprocates, and immediately you can feel something in your heart. Your mind is dancing, your heart is like a famished child is being fed some nice nourishing food. The heart dances in ecstasy. And we also put tremendous effort initial period in our chanting. We really work hard. We try to be attentive, we try to be very careful in our pronunciation. We are slow, therefore our chanting also is very slow because we are pronouncing each word, we are attentive, and we're chanting only 1 or 2 rounds. So we don't feel the burden, 10, 15 minutes, yeah, no big deal. But when we start chanting 16 rounds, after some time, what happens? We sacrifice some things in the quest for quantity. That, yeah, I have to now chant. I was chanting 1 round, now I'll chant four. I was chanting four, I'll chant eight. I was chanting eight, I'll now chant 16 rounds. Like you said, somebody is chanting 64 rounds. Wow, all glories to them. So if you're chanting 16 rounds, what happens? What do we stop doing? We stop being attentive. We stop being intense. You know, in the early part, when you're chanting, also like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. This kind of intense chanting, which you're really trying to chew on the holy name, really listen to it, and really pronounce each word, and really uh, dig deep into the holy name, into that big treasure house, going deep inside. We try. But after some time, what happens? We stop doing this, not getting that juice anymore. So think about it, your own sadhana, many of us may probably be in this state where we have stopped even trying. I mean, early days, so we were trying hard and everything. Some of us, unfortunately, have even stopped trying to be good in our chanting. Oh, mehnat bhi nahi karna hai. We want to be very cool and very calm about our chanting. I just get it done, boss. It's like a service I have to my Guru Maharaj. I have to finish it somehow. No, you know, because you're not getting joy in the process, you have stopped trying, right? Think about all the services that you started. You may have started some service in your center, you may have started some service in the temple, you may have started some online service, some preaching, or whatever it is. Um, and you started with great enthusiasm and then you gave up. You stopped at some point of time. Why did you stop? Because you were not enjoying that service. Oh, I don't like to do this service. I don't know why every time this setup service and wind up service of the program, why do they catch me? Aren't there other devotees? Why me every time? I don't want to do this. I don't enjoy this. What is this follow up activity? Following up with so many people and asking them, are you coming or not? I don't enjoy this. मुझे इसमें मजा नहीं आता है. I just don't feel like doing it. So, even our services, which actually connect us to the Vaishnavas, which connect us very tangibly to the Supreme Lord, because we're not getting enjoyment in that service, we say, I don't want to do it. Or sometimes because we're not getting any reciprocation. We don't mind doing the service, we're like, okay, doing it. But after some time, we feel, "Yeah, there's no reciprocation, yeah. The Lord is not reciprocating. The Vaishnavas are not reciprocating. No one notices also that I'm doing this service. Nobody ever thanks me. If I am not there, no one calls me to ask, Ki, Prabhu, where are you? So why am I doing this service? If it's not acknowledged, it is not appreciated. Why am I doing this service, right? So, you know, this is our misfortune. We have received the most valuable thing in the entire universe. What is that? Krishna Bhakti. The most valuable, there is nothing more valuable in the entire universe than what we have received. The mercy of Sri Guru, the mercy of Sri Gauranga, the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, which is taking us directly lotus feet of Shri Radha Gopinath. Direct. This kind of mercy, a very small percentage of people in this world have received. Very small, tiny, minuscule. We are the absolute minority, right? But what do we end up doing? We have received this mercy, but we judge too quickly. We judge very quickly. Yeah, we get distracted while doing a service, while doing a sadhana. We say that, oh, this is boring. Oh, this is too simple for me. oh, I am a scholar and they're asking me to do all these menial services. Do you know I have done Bhakti Vaibhav? I'm studying for Bhakti Vedanta now. And they are asking me to just follow up with the newcomers. I should be giving the class. Why aren't you asking me to do that? We judge, we get distracted, or we move on before we reach the part where it all starts to make sense. You know, our bhakti is, it is it is actually very tangible. If we are doing our bhakti nicely, if we are chanting attentively, see, when we chant, often our mind gets distracted, right? It's very natural. It's almost like a default setting for most of us. Moment we chant, mind goes here, mind goes there, mind goes here, mind goes there. Mind hardly is on the holy name. We're not even pronouncing clearly. We're not even hearing clearly. We are not there only. We're just, kind of just bzz, bzz, just pulling down, the counting beats with no real focus on pleasing the Lord. So when we are chanting like this inattentively, we are distracted. What happens? We move on. It's like when you're distracted or you're asleep. Suppose you got into a train, okay, and you have to go from, let's say, I don't know what are the cities over there, from Riyadh to Mecca. Okay, I'm just making it up. Maybe Riyadh to Mecca, there's a train that goes, and you got into the train and you fell asleep in the train, and Mecca station went, and you didn't even realize that, oh, Mecca station is gone. I'm sorry, I wasn't aware, because you're fast asleep. So even if the Lord is sending reciprocation, when you are chanting, when you're serving, when you're reading, the Lord is sending reciprocation, but you're so distracted, you're so absorbed in yourself and your own enjoyment or your own lack of enjoyment, that you don't even notice the Lord has sent reciprocation. You didn't catch it. There was some nectar in that purport that Prabhupada has written, but because you were just in completion mode, you didn't catch it. There was some nectar in that holy name which you were chanting. You were chanting, you were getting very close to the nectar, but suddenly you got distracted. Your phone, there was a notification that came, you looked at the phone, and that phone took you away from the nectar. You lost focus. Who is to blame? You. So we have to be very careful, otherwise we will move on before we reach the part where it all starts to make sense. Like think about, we spoke about our sadhana, we spoke about our services. Think about our relationships. What relationships we have, we give up on trying on relationships. We sometimes we stop trying also. What's the point? I just don't like this person, this fellow, the way he talks, the way he, I don't like him. Why should I even try to establish a relation? Okay, the Vaishnavas, okay, Vancha, Vancha. I'll just say Vancha Kalpataru Bheshcha, but I don't want a relationship with such a person because I don't like him. We judge them and we move on. We even stop trying to establish a relationship with that person. But what we don't realize is we have just not discovered the plan of Krishna yet. That that devotee may be the person who will ultimately be there at the time of your death to chant in your ears and to remind you about the instructions of Gurudev and push you onto the vehicle taking you back to Godhead. You never know. But we decide too early that, oh, I can't stand this person. Better and we start making justifications in our own mind, oh, if I talk to him, I'll end up blaspheming, so better I stay away. Let me not even get talking to this person. We start making so many assumptions. We make so many judgments in our relationship, but understand, if someone has come into your life somehow in the service you're doing, the sadhana you're doing, the program you're attending, the job you're working for, someone has come into your life. You may or may not like that person. You may or may not want that person in your life. But We have to do what? Be patient. The best part may be around the corner. Tell me, have you not ever come across situations where you started interacting with somebody, you found them grumpy, irritable, irritating, and you say, hey, Baba, I don't want to have anything to do with this. As better I stay as far away from this person as possible. We decide like that, but then somehow circumstances, karma ties you to that person in some project, some service, or whatever it is. And after some time, little bit of interaction, you discover he's not such a bad person at all. Actually, he's quite fun to be with, or he is very committed to bhakti, or very committed to the job. It's just I misunderstood him, I misunderstood her, and therefore I formed an opinion, I formed a perception about that person. But the best part was around the corner. I just was, you're going in a circle, you're going in a circle, 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 long time, and you can't see anything. And then suddenly at one point, suddenly at one point you start seeing something nice and you go towards it and you see like, wow, that was awesome. Our process of bhakti is exactly like that, that it's like a giant jigsaw puzzle. You know what's a jigsaw puzzle, everybody? Jigsaw puzzle, the one where, small, small pieces. Bhakti is also like that giant jigsaw puzzle. We're just putting together the pieces. Any of you has solved a jigsaw puzzle? Please raise your hand if you have solved a jigsaw puzzle. Jigsaw puzzle. Everyone knows what's a jigsaw puzzle. Yeah. So if you have done a jigsaw puzzle, you know that when you start making that jigsaw puzzle, when you start putting the pieces together, initially it makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. When I was a small child, I had this. My uncle had come from Canada and he had brought me a gift, and I was like very attached to that gift. Every afternoon, I would sit and make it. The cat, the picture of a cat, a jigsaw puzzle of a cat. It had a lot of pieces. It had maybe I think around 48 pieces or 64 pieces, something like that. Fairly big one, like 2 feet by 1 foot kind of jigsaw puzzle. And initially, I remember when I used to make that jigsaw puzzle, it was very tough because when you see the eyes and all, you can make out very easily. The other pieces is not so easy to make out, because other parts of the picture are a little diffuse. You can't make out. So you're putting the pieces, they're fitting together, but you're not getting the overall picture. You're not seeing the cat. You're seeing parts of the picture which, in and of themselves, are making no sense. It's not making any sense. What is this? What am I doing here? You're just seeing parts of the puzzle, but you're not seeing the whole puzzle. But when you stick to it, you'll put some pieces in the wrong place also. You like to double-dusty try to fit it in over there, and then you realize that, hey, yaar, this is the wrong piece. It's not doesn't belong here. You remove it, keep it aside, then try other pieces. You keep experimenting. You keep at it. You keep trying. What happens? After some time, I got the head of the cat. Okay, now now let me see if I can find the neck of the cat. Now let me find its paws. Now let me find its tail. And then soon enough, towards the end, it's a rush. Very quickly, you start putting all the pieces in place, and all the pieces are in place, and you get the whole picture. Bhakti is exactly like that. That when we are trying to follow the process of bhakti, some pieces of that jigsaw puzzle, you see it and you say, I can't even make out where this fits. Why am I supposed to even think about this? It's not fitting anywhere, you know. So you put that piece aside and say, I'm not interested in this piece. I don't believe in all this reading and all. I hear lectures. That is enough for me. Okay, I hear lectures every day. Okay, I don't need to be told that I need to read Prabhupada's books. I just hear lectures. Good enough for me. I'm getting no katha. What more? Why should I read also? So that's that part of the jigsaw puzzle that you didn't like because it's not making sense in your life right now. Some service someone told you to do. Hey, Baba, I don't like. Don't give me all this. I'm very busy. I have a very busy life. I've got family, I've got children, I've got this. I don't have time to do all these services. That's that jigsaw puzzle piece that you are right now keeping aside. But without it, your picture will not be complete. You will not see Shishi Radha Gopinath, whatever, whichever is your Ishta Devta. You will not see those deities. You will not see the Lord in your heart, because that piece of the jigsaw puzzle which the Lord Himself sent towards you, you chose to keep it aside. But when we when we persist, no, I have to make it work. I will make it work. When we persist, we put together pieces. It may not make sense initially, but if we quit, the image will be incomplete, image will be blurred, it will not be clear. But if we keep trying hard just for the pleasure of Krishna, after some time, if it's a complex jigsaw puzzle, you're not able to figure out, it becomes actually irritating. Somewhere our ego starts getting hurt. I'm trying so hard. Why is this not getting solved, boss? What's going on? Your ego starts getting hurt. Same thing can happen in bhakti also. You're trying very hard, and I'm getting no pleasure out of this. I'm reading and reading Prabhupada's books. Nothing is touching my heart. I'm hearing all the lectures. My anarthas are there. They are. I have no taste for Krishna Katha. I am chanting every day 16 rounds attentively. I'm trying my best. But I'm only hearing the holy name. I'm not feeling the presence of Krishna and the holy name. Where is Krishna? Right? But if we may be tempted to quit 100 times, maybe not physically quit, but mentally quit. Let me just complete my rounds here. I'm just okay. I'll just go and hear some lecture. Maybe something will make sense. Okay, we go with that attitude, right?
Mhm.
Nothing makes sense. But if we persist, no, I have to do this for the pleasure of Krishna. For the pleasure, even if I'm getting no pleasure out of this, let me just do it for the pleasure of Krishna. Then what happens? At some point, the image starts becoming clear. The whole process of bhakti with all its constituent parts, 64 angas, the 64 angas that Rupa Goswami has given, all start making sense. All the struggles you had in your life start making sense. Oh, this is why Krishna did this to me. All the setbacks you had in your life, you planned on something, you tried something, and something completely different came out of it. All of them, when the picture is completed, all the setbacks, all the challenges, all the struggles which you had in your life, they start making sense. And you start seeing Krishna's hand in everything. Then you feel very satisfied. I'll tell a personal example. Like, my journey was a very long journey before I became a devotee. My parents became devotees in 1992, and I came 5 years later, 1997. Okay, so almost 5 years it took me after my parents to become a devotee. But if you see, interestingly, I knew the whole philosophy. Within 2 years, my parents used to keep bringing lectures of His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj and keep playing those lectures, during breakfast, during lunch, during dinner. All 3 meals of the day, cassette would be going on, lecture would be going on. So by hearing again and again and again, over a period of time, the philosophy went in. Okay, all right, but I am not going to do it. The prasad is going in, but I am not going to do it. The holy name is going in. My parents are chanting in front of me. So many times devotees who come to our house and do kirtan. The kirtan is going in, but I am not going to do it. Deities are being worshipped in the house. Prasad is, bhoga is being offered to the Lord. I'm seeing all of it, but I am not going to do it. So I was so determined. It became like an ego issue. I will not do whatever. Let my parents do. I am not going to do. I was using the philosophy to tell my parents. I told my mother that by in your Bhagavatam it is mentioned no, that if someone in the family becomes a devotee, 21 generations up and down, they will be delivered. So you all three of you are devotees. No, why should I be a devotee? So I was like that, right? I remember once my mother dragged me to the temple. You must come. Maharaj's lecture, you must come, you must come. So I went, okay, chalo. And I was saying right at the back, right at the back of the temple hall. where everyone stands near Prabhupada's Vigra, I was standing there. And while standing there, I was standing with my hands tightly by my sides, because everyone ahead of me were all dancing and chanting in the kirtan. And then, standing at the back, I said, everyone has raised their hands. Chalo, I'll also raise. I also raised my hands and I was trying to chant Hare Krishna. And, after 2, 3 minutes, I said, I can't do this anymore. What am I doing? What is this? Who am I with my hands raised like this? What am I doing? I'm getting no pleasure out of this. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not going to do it. There and then I decided, excuse me. So there and then I decided, this is it. Enough. Now let my mother do whatever she likes, however much she wants to emotionally blackmail me. I will never come back to the temple because I am getting no pleasure out of this. There is no pleasure in this. I don't want to do it. So I decided like that. And that day in the lecture, Maharaj said, Radhanath Maharaj said, sometimes we are standing in the kirtan with our arms raised, you know, and we are thinking that I'm getting no pleasure out of this. There's no pleasure in this for me. I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm like, my God, looks like he's read my mind. I was like, I was completely psyched by the whole thing. It's like almost he's reading my mind. So we feel we're getting no pleasure out of this. But we should continue doing it because we are not doing this for our pleasure. We are doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. And that point, for once, one part of the jigsaw puzzle fell into place. It's like, we are not doing this for our pleasure. We're doing it for Krishna's pleasure, right? So, our life also, we should realize that so many things that we are doing in our bhakti, initially we may have got some pleasure, some reciprocation, but afterwards we don't get it. Don't give up. Don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. Remain stuck to the process. Just keep trying hard for the pleasure of Krishna. At some point, the picture, the whole picture will fall into place. Okay, okay, okay. The whole process makes sense. You can see the image of Shri Shri Radha Gopinath. You can see the Lord, you know. So everything starts making sense. So therefore, don't quit too early. Stay curious. Stay committed to the process because the interesting part may be just around the corner. That holy name which you have been chanting for so many years, that anartha nivritti may be just around the corner. The ruchi may be just around the corner. The attachment to reading Prabhupada's books, you don't have attachment. You're doing it as an austerity. You're doing it as a sadhana. But that attachment may come. It may come someday. That's the whole process, right? Ado, Shraddha, Sadhu Sang, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivita. Bhajan Kriya mein everything is included. It includes reading books. It includes hearing Hare Katha. It includes chanting the holy names. It includes serving the Vaishnavas. It includes serving the deities. All of that. We don't have taste for anything. We're so full of anarthas. How we'll have taste? But if we stick to the process, the interesting part, the nectar may be just around the corner. You see the Sagar Manthan story. The Devtas had 100 reasons to give up. Asuras and Devtas. So many obstacles came. But the interesting part was just around the corner, you know. So this is also a sign of all the great Mahajans. If you look at all the great Mahajans, they stay with the process. So if you read the Shrimad Bhagavatam, you read Rama, and you read these great, wonderful scriptures, you'll see this everywhere that these Mahajans, they just stay with the process, whether or not it is giving them dividends, whether or not reciprocation is coming, they stay. You see Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj So I don't know how many of you saw that movie, the Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Maharaj and Dev movie, right? There was a beautiful movie that was released, I think 4 5 months back. Very, very beautiful. I mean, the devotees who saw it were, most of us were crying. It was so emotional. It was so beautiful. It was so authentic, so nicely done. If you have not seen it, run out and see it. It is beautiful. So this movie, I mean, it so nicely depicted how Prahlad Maharaj, I mean, he could have given up right at the start. He could have had a comfortable life. He could have told his father, "Oh, yes, yes, my sir, you are the greatest. No doubt about it. You're the greatest." And he could have done his bhakti privately, could have gone back to his room and chanted under the covers like so many devotees early in our movement. There was so much resistance at home. They used to get up at 3 in the morning. They used to take a bath, and from 3:30 to 5:30, before everyone got up, they would complete their rounds under their chadar. They would put the chadar on top of them and they would chant, hiding the bead bag so that nobody can see. So he could have done the same thing. Very nicely could have got away. But no, he chose to stay true. He chose to stay honest. He told his father that no, what you are doing is foolish. It's complete foolishness. You please go and stay in Vrindavan and surrender to Lord Vishnu, right? So he could have given up when so many obstacles, I mean, snakes, fire, water, so many things. In so many ways, they try to, in so many ways, they try to kill him. So he could have said कि अरे यार जाने दो इतना fight मार रहा हूँ मैं, I'm trying so hard for the Supreme Lord, and this is what I'm getting no reciprocation. He could have given up. What did he do? He chose to stay chaste to the process, because once he saw the Lord in the movie, that was the most beautiful part of the movie for me, that he's so helplessly crying, "My Lord, don't, am I not qualified to see you? I'm not qualified to receive your mercy. I am such a fallen soul," helplessly crying out. And then the Lord appears before him and he tells him that now, Prahlad, wherever you see, you will see me. What a beautiful thing. It was shown so nicely that with every direction he looks, he can only see the Supreme Lord. After that, he cannot see anything else. Till then, there was only trouble for him. There was only trouble. But from that moment, once the nectar came, there was nothing but nectar. Father continued to torture, but he was not affected now. So now he had seen the Lord. Right? The interesting part is just around the corner. Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj also, such a major insult. He was like a small child, but his ego was insulted. He went to the forest at the advice of his mother. And when he went to the forest, in that forest, he 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. After 5.5, 6 months, the Lord appeared. Right? He could have said, "I have stopped breathing. I mean, my Lord, what are you waiting for? Come, give me what I want." Right? He stuck to the process. He stuck because his guru had told him just stick to it. He stuck to it. Right? So yeah, we see the Mahajans, doing this. We see Devaki and Vasudev. Devaki and Vasudev could have very easily said, by what was the need to even say this to make a Akashvani? We would have just could have told in our ears. We would have given you 8 children and we would have enjoyed the first 7 children and plus 8 child would have killed. What is the need to do Akashvani? After first child, they could have said, "Arey, see how brutally he has killed my child in front of my eyes." Who kills a child? Think about it. What is the brutality that they have gone through? You've just taken, I mean, for those who are of us, who are parents, who have a child, so difficult to have a child. It's difficult to conceive, difficult to go through the pregnancy, bringing up a child. It's so tough. And if someone just takes and heartlessly smashes that child in front of you, what a trauma. I mean, nowadays, a lot of people talk about trauma, traumatic experiences. Oh, this is very traumatic. This has affected my psyche. Imagine what Devaki and Vasudeva went through, living in a prison, doomed that every child is going to be killed like this. But what did they do? They stuck to the process. They kept having children. They didn't give up, saying that, "No, all our children are being killed. Where are you, my Lord? What is happening?" They stuck to the process. The interesting part was around the corner. And that corner also lasted for a few minutes. The Lord appeared in front of them and told became a baby at the behest of Devki, and told them, now you please send me to Gokul and you bring his daughter here. So even after that, for another 11, 12 years, they didn't get Krishna's mercy. They were still in the prison. They were still in prison. But the interesting part was around the corner. After 11, 12 years, then the Lord came. Then he didn't leave them. He was with them till the last minute, right? So yeah, Devki and Vasudeva, another example, right? We see Hanuman, you know, Hanuman and that group which went south. They were searching, 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 searching. Already north people had come back saying nothing. East party said nothing. West party said nothing. Now the only party remaining was south. They went, they tried so hard, they searched everywhere, but they couldn't find. They were like on the verge of giving up. They were feeling that better we give up our bodies now. Because with what faith will we go back to Lord Ram and tell him that, my Lord, you've not been able to find Mother Sita. Hanuman, Hanuman was the only one whom Lord Ram had given the ring because he was hopeful that Hanuman, if not anyone else, Hanuman will find. Hanuman is also thinking, what am I doing? I'm searching and searching. I'm not able to find Mother Sita. What is the use of my life? The monkeys are thinking of giving up their bodies, but the elders, Angad, they stopped. Finally, searching and searching and searching, they find Sampati, the brother of Jatayu. Sampati tells them that Mother Sita is across the ocean, in Lanka. Ravan stays there. He kidnapped her. I saw her, So, uh, the interesting part was around the corner. They had given up for all practical purposes, but they kept going and they found it. So you just see it's everywhere. You see Srila Prabhupada, his early struggles. I mean, he started his preaching career in 1930s, late 1930s, after meeting Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He started Back to God magazine 1944. It took him 22 more years of struggle before he saw something. The Matchless Gift Shop that at 26 Second Avenue in New York, that for it to manifest, he was already 70 years old at that time. Can you imagine? Already 70 when ISKCON started. So he could have also said, I tried 1 full year, I tried, just not working out. See, I just got kicked out of my home also where I'm staying. That guy got drunk or got drugged and he's kicked me out. He's going to kill me. I think enough is enough. Better I go back. He didn't give up. He kept going. And the interesting part was just around the corner. So there are unlimited examples like this, so many examples. You see, many of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada also, that how much struggles they went through, how many difficulties they went through. You take any guru within ISKCON, Jay Patak Swami Maharaj, Gaur Govind Swami, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Maharaj, anyone, Giriraj, they've gone through so many struggles. But after that struggle, they just kept going. Why? For the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada, for the pleasure of Shri Radha Krishna. They had so much love in their heart, they had so much determination to please Guru, to please Krishna. They just kept going. And look at the miracles that are manifested. Unbelievable what has happened. While Prabhupada did so much, his disciples have also done fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, right? So it's a very beautiful lesson, that in life, often when we are doing things, we don't get reciprocation the way we are expecting from the holy names, from reading katha, from hearing katha, from serving the Vaishnavas, from serving the deities, from offering bhoga and making for the Lord, offering garlands to the Lord. Uh, not getting anything out of this. There's no rasa, there's no juice. I'm just doing it. Doesn't matter. We are not doing it for our own pleasure. We are doing it for Krishna's pleasure. If we somehow just stay with the process sincerely, we will find some part that makes us happy. some part that nourishes us, some part where we feel the reciprocation of Krishna, we feel the reciprocation of Guru, we feel the reciprocation of the Vaishnavas. And that, my friends, is what will help us to keep going till the whole jigsaw puzzle is completed, till we are able to directly perceive the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So that's what I wanted to share with all of you today. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Nitai Gaur
Yeah,
Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.
very good.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Anyone, any questions or any comments? Anybody? You can take questions first and maybe the comments after that. Any questions? Anybody? You can unmute yourself and speak up. Hmm.
Any questions?
Any question from Radhandhan devotees? Or they are too this stuck wonder, they are not. Well,
Yeah.
The
processing.
good question, the good
Involving
question is just around the corner. Good question is just around the corner. It's
yeah, not
coming.
the
So
concept.
I'm also patient. Anybody?
Mataji has a question too.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji,
Our hostess.
like we try to do
Just raise your
chant
hand. I can't make out who's speaking. Just raise your hand. Ah, yes, yes, Mataji. Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
जी वी डू चैंटिंग लाइक चैंटिंग भी करते हैं लेकिन कोई कोई दिन होता है स्किप होता है तो डज इट मैटर कि कोई कोई दिन होता है जैसे भोग लगाया है भगवान को तो ऑफरिंग के टाइम पे कोई एक चीज मिस हो जाती है बाकी सब हो जाता है या कभी कोई चीज बच्चे ने पहले टेस्ट कर ली तो भोग नहीं लगता है तो ये सब क्या हमें मतलब पाप के अधिकारी बनाते हैं इज इट लाइक दैट
So Mataji, ऐसा है कि when we are doing services, right? To why are we doing? We have to remember all this. The purpose is most important. You know, the process is important, but before the process comes the purpose. Why are we doing this? Why are we chanting Hare Krishna? Why are we offering food? Why are we offering even our clothes? We buy new clothes, we offer to the Lord. We buy a new house, we offer that to the Lord. We buy a new car, we offer to the Lord. We have a new child, we offer the child also to the Lord. Yad karoshi, yad ashnasi, yad jihosi, dadasi, yad tapasasi kaunteya, tad kurushva madarpanam. Krishna says in the Gita, whatever you do, you offer it to me. Whatever you accept, you offer it to me. Whatever donation you give, you do it for me. Whatever you do it for me. The Lord is saying. And then he also says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tad Aham Bhakti Paritam Ashnami Prayatatmana. So he says that whatever you offer with love and devotion, you know, you offer me a leaf, water, fruit, whatever, I will accept it. Ashnami. So our purpose in bhakti is what? We are doing whatever we are doing to please the Lord. It may or may not be at top of our mind. You know, we may have completely forgotten. We may be doing it as a formality. Why somebody has told us to, okay, yeah, let's just do it. You know, so we're not really conscious. We're not really aware when we're doing it, but we're just doing it. Uh, Even that, even if we have made a mistake. Like while cooking, see, if you have been cooking for years together कि every few seconds एक बार उंगली डाल के चाट लिया कि इसमें नमक ठीक है कि नहीं, मसाला ठीक है कि नहीं, वो इसका क्या बोलते हैं, वो शुगर सिरप का वो 3 तार बना कि नहीं. हम लोग को आदत है ये वो करने का, सब चक चक के खाने का, ऐसा अपना आदत है. But once we come to Krishna consciousness, we try to lose these habits. Why? Because we are making for Krishna's pleasure. We want to first offer to the Lord and then take what we are taking. We are making for ourselves. There's no doubt. We are going to eat it only. But still, we try to remember that, you know, no, 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 no. First, let me offer. If I have to offer, how can I taste? So once it will happen, twice it will happen, but after a period of time, you will get into the habit of cooking without tasting. It will become a habit, give it time. Second thing, as far as holy name is concerned, see where chanting is concerned, you should try to fix a certain number of rounds. Fix that whether it is 1 round, 2 rounds, 4 rounds, 6 rounds, 8 rounds, 10 rounds, 12, 16, whatever number you fix, but fix it. Because that is like your, you know, that's your commitment. That is your pratigya to the Lord. That my Lord, this is my service to you. This is what I am giving to you. Because Lord is giving us everything. Everything that we have is given by Lord only. Our home, our profession, our bank balance, our our assets, our intelligence, our bodily strength, beauty, whatever we have, knowledge, everything is coming from Krishna. So this is our way of reciprocating with the Lord. That my Lord, I'm accepting you as my master, and now I'm going to chant your holy names as a service to you, as a service to my guru. I'm doing it. So fix a number, because when we fix a number, our mind also gets used to it. It becomes used to it. What happens is, if you don't fix a number, I chant, I chant 4 to 6 rounds daily. Then what will happen? Very often you'll not chant even 4 rounds, or you'll chant only four. You'll never do six. So I said 4 to 6. Mind is very nasty. Mind is very nasty. It will play all kinds of tricks with you. 4 to 6 बोला था ना, थोड़ी कोई प्रतिज्ञा लिया है, ठीक है ना? I tried. आज नहीं हुआ, आज बहुत busy था. Mind will keep making excuses. So therefore, fix a number. Whether it is 1, 2, 4, that you decide. What is, what you feel inspired to do, what you feel fairly sure of doing. Actually, there is time. Aram say everyone can do 16 rounds. But yeah, for us to reach that level of conviction, it takes time. Some people start in 1 week to do 16 rounds. Some people take 1 year, some take 10 years. We don't know. But ideally within 6 months to a year, you should reach 16 rounds. Ideally. Some people take their own time. I told you I took 5 years to even start chanting. So therefore, once you start, fix a number and then don't compromise on that. No compromise. Whether it is 4, 4. You are not able to chant in the morning, you had a busy morning, you had to send your kids to school, your husband has to go to office, or you have to go to office, or 10,000 things are to be done in the morning. You have no time. It doesn't matter. You chant after you finish everything. 10:30, 11, finish everything. Then sit and chant 4 rounds. Today, even in the morning, I didn't get time. I had to go to market. I had so many jobs, this, that, other. Well, guests are coming to my house. Doesn't matter. Whole day, I didn't get time. There were visitors who came to our place. They left the home at 10:30 in the night. Doesn't matter. At 10:30, you sit with your rounds and you chant your 4 rounds. So we have to have that much, I'll say, determination that I have committed this to the Lord. So this is my bare minimum, like that. So then what happens is, it's not like एक दिन होता है एक दिन नहीं होता है, रोज होना है. हाँ, कभी कभी रखड़ के होगा, रखड़ रखड़ के खींच खींच के होगा, कभी कभी अच्छे से होगा, बट हमें छोड़ना नहीं है. We have to do those 4 rounds religiously, very very sincerely, because that is our main service to Guru, our main service to Krishna. Does it answer your question, Mati?
हाँ प्रभु जी.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Any other thoughts, questions?
What was the most
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Sridhari.
Yeah.
So when Prabhupada had gone to America, what was the most attractive thing for hippies, American Westerners, to get so attracted to the things? Was it chanting? Was it prasadam? Was it the name of Lord? Like how did it happen? Because it was the time they were all involved in so much drugs, as I read the 80s, 70s.
Yeah.
So
Very nice question.
how
Very nice question. Very nice question. As when we answer in school, no, in school, multiple choice question: is it A? Is it B? Is it C? And D says all of the above. So it is a bit of all of the above. Okay, that some were attracted by chanting. Just hippies like music. Prabhupada used music in Krishna's service. Some people were scholarly. They liked to hear, Sanskrit verses. Prabhupada used Sanskrit verses in Krishna's service. Some people came for the food, for the prasad. And Prabhupada was a great cook. So he used food in Krishna's service. But more important than all of this, most of the disciples, early disciples, if you read their biographies of Prabhupada, you read their accounts of, their interactions with Prabhupada, more often than not, they say They got attracted because they felt this person is very genuine. Prabhupada is not here to, get our money or get something out of us. He is here to give us something. He is our well-wisher. They really saw him as a person who means well, who has our best interests at heart, who really loves us. They could feel his compassion. They could feel his love. They could feel his concern for them. And nobody cared for them at that time because they're hippies, they're rejects of society. Nobody cared for them. But this 170-year-old man, half of what he spoke, they couldn't even understand his accent. Right? They just trusted him. They trusted him that this person loves us. This person has true compassion. He truly has concern for us. And therefore, they gave their lives for us. It's actually miraculous. In one way, you look at it today, we are just about what, 60 years. 60 years back, ISKCON was established. 1965, around this time, Prabhupada went to the US. This is the period when he was struggling. This year, it's 1965 to 1966. So 60 years back, at this time, Prabhupada was struggling. His first winter in the US, fighting cold, no support, nothing. This period he was struggling, right? But yeah, he stuck to it. And the results were around the corner. It took time, it took a year. In fact, even after that, there were a lot of struggles. Even after ISKCON was established, it's not like everything was smooth sailing. He had a lot of challenges after that also, but he stuck to it. Because his purpose was clear. I'm here to serve my Guru. I'm here to serve the Supreme Lord. So whatever comes along the way, I will accept it. That compassion, that love, then the holy name, then the scriptures, then the prasadam, and all of those things put together, exotic, worshipping deities, Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. I mean, they have never seen anything like this in their life. It's very exotic, very esoteric. So many people got attracted by so many things, but I feel the most important one was the love that they experienced from Srila Prabhupada. That love is what changed their heart. My case also, it was that. I already knew the philosophy. I was eating prasad for 5 years, but that didn't change my heart. It was the love of Vaishnavas that changed my heart. Yeah. Probably it was that. Hare Krishna. Anybody else? Any other
Krishna
questions?
Prabhuji, Pranam. Prabhuji, when you said that, like just now you mentioned about that we should cook for the Lord. So naturally we cook for the Lord and we offer it to the Lord. But how do we get that feeling that we're cooking for the Lord? Because in family, when we cook, we just think what to cook. So we think what my daughter will eat, what my Prabhu will eat, and I mean things like that. Or if some guests are coming, what will they eat? So how do we get that feeling that we are cooking for the Lord? And I mean, it should be like for the Lord only, not for us, the family members.
See,
That
beautiful,
feeling, that
beautiful
bhavna, I
question.
just want to.
Beautiful question. So, see, Mataji, I mean, at one level, okay, at one level, uh, if your husband and children are devotees, even if you think you are cooking for them, the Lord is still pleased, okay, because you're doing it as a service. Even if while cooking you think that I am making for myself or for my children, but before eating you offer to Krishna, Krishna is still pleased. So in everything there is a good, better, and best, right? What is the best thing? Best thing is before we start, we pray, my Lord, I'm going to cook for you now. Please accept this offering, however it is. And then while cooking is going on, we are, fully Krishna conscious. We're hearing some lecture of our Guru, or we're hearing some kirtan, so we're in good consciousness. And then after the cooking is done, with great love and attention and care, we make the plate, we keep it in front of the Lord, and with intense, prayer. Not that, Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Vishnu, quickly finish, quickly you have to offer and eat, now. No, with love. Krishna says, Tadaham Bhakti Uparatam. He accepts the love. He accepts the bhakti that we offer him. So with love we offer, then yeah, Lord is pleased. So there's good, better, best. Everything is a good, better, best. But to be in good consciousness, we want to be in good consciousness. A couple of things I will just, I mean, just what comes to my mind. One for sure, one of the things that we can do for sure is we can, kind of in our kitchen itself, put nice pictures of, our deities, whichever is our Ishtadev deities, put their pictures in the kitchen. Our guru's picture, if you have a picture of your guru cooking, you can put that picture. You can put Prabhupada cooking, that picture you can put. So physically, while you're cooking, you're seeing the Lord. Knowingly, unknowingly, you will be a little more Krishna conscious. Second thing we can do is while cooking, rather than just sitting and cooking, listen to something, put on some Bluetooth speaker and listen to some katha, whichever speaker you are inspired by, listen to their katha. You don't like katha because you're saying, anyway, I can't catch anything while I'm cutting vegetables, cooker is going off, kahan kuch sunai deta hai. Listen to kirtan, it'll keep you in good consciousness. So this way we ensure that the process of cooking, before we start cooking itself, we can pray. See, like before we start a lecture like this, before I started the lecture, my video was off, audio was off. While devotees were doing kirtan, I was chanting my prayer. Om Agyan Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya, that whole, Mangalacharan. I prayed that and then I started the class. So what is to stop us from doing that before we cook? Nothing practically. I see no difference between cooking a beautiful meal with dal, roti, sabji, chapati, salad, maybe some pakoras, what sweet. I see no difference between that and giving an elaborate lecture. In fact, that is a better offering than even the lecture. So why not chant, Mangalacharan and then start, your lecture, so to say, your offering to Krishna. So start with that, my Lord. I'm cooking this. I know I'm cooking for my family, but please, my Lord, let me be in good consciousness. Let me cook this in a way that is pleasing to you. So we start with that prayer. We keep the Lord's pictures. We keep kirtan lecture going on. We offer with intensity. We remove the offering with gratitude. We put it very consciously back into the vessel. We serve it with that, attitude. We chant the Mahaprasade prayers before we start. What is in our control, that we do nice. What is not in our control, anyway, we can't do anything, no, Mataji? So like that. Does that answer your question?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yes, definitely.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Thank you so much.
Anyone else?
Any other questions?
Any other questions? Anybody else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, just comment, no question, because
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
thank you for your wonderful answers of all these questions. So like we are having a series, like we had this, how much time I have used, you spoke on, and then how to develop spiritual muscles. So now we this around the pot. So I would say that when we you started your discourse, so the nectar was around the corner. So it has come now. So this is how it is. So means wonderful, wonderful discourse, and means for coming, and we don't feel that we are having some spiritual discourse, like it is to make these discourses so interesting, which is so amazing. It looks like you don't feel like to get up from your seat or
Hare Krishna.
to see something else. So
Hare
thank you so much
Thank you.
for such a
All
wonderful.
glories to Gurudev. We are grateful that we stuck around, because we stuck around for so many years. So by the grace of Gurudev, some words are coming out now. That's it. No credit to us. It's just that, we have received so much nectar from our Guru that, we're just able to reproduce some small drops out of what ocean of nectar we have received. So it's just a good fortune. That's all I can say. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Anyone else, or shall we conclude here? It's almost, it is time. So
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Like, also would like to thank you, Prabhuji. Like, it was a wonderful subject selection. Like most of us go through that more frequently. So it was a wonderful subject selection. Thank you very much for that. And also we realized like you are not in good health. So we also pray to Lord Sri Krishna that you get back, you recover quickly, Also
Thank you.
to thank Prabhuji for keeping us close to his heart always. Whenever we ask, Prabhuji doesn't say no, like he always gives us the first preference. So let us chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Prabhuji. Hare